Oh, this is John Black, Super Chemist. Here doing another video. If you want to watch, this is part of a playlist. If you want to watch all the videos in a row, go to the playlist called All I Know About Wives / Marriage / Family / Psychology. And all the videos will be in there in order. Last thing we were talking about, how women, why's that computer do? Oh, there you go. Women always try to say that they want to have to have a nest egg. That's why they have to work. They just have to, because they can't trust men. See, this is a lie. All this stuff about this negative stuff about men, how you can't trust them, they're horrible. They're the givers. That's why they give. That's why they give their money. They go to work. They give protection. They give. They're the ones that are givers. The women are the takers. They take the money. They take the security. They take the protection. You know what I mean? It's like, anyways, they're not doing that though. This is a trick by the feminists, the feminazis, and the female supremacists. Their main four goals, and I've said this before, is to destroy the family unit, destroy any patriarchy, which means everything, because everything is a patriarchy. Destroy religion, especially the Christians or anyone who has a patriarchy family, in their religion, and to set up a matriarchy. So, I mean, they want to destroy the marriage, the home, and they know that that's what they're doing. And this is the trick. They get the women to destroy the marriage by going out and working, right? And then they also help. So that's destroying the patriarchy, but it also helps the matriarchy, not just because it destroys the patriarchy, but because when the woman leaves, she takes her nest egg. She takes half of what he has, half of his house, all of the kids. You know what I mean? So it does both. It not only destroys the patriarchy, it sets up the matriarchy. So they're basically, we already said, 95% of relationships are ended by the woman. 80% of divorces are initiated by the woman, and 95% of those are just basically no fault divorce, which means the guy did everything right. She just doesn't have any honor or duty or any kind of heart in her body at all. But yeah, the woman is just saving up so she can leave you, not if you leave her. No. It's because she's doing it because she knows she's going to leave you. Otherwise, she wouldn't be doing that. Okay? And I want you to... This is something that you should, your woman wants to, go past casual dating and go to boyfriend and girlfriend status, okay? I said there's a bunch of questions you should ask. This is one of them, okay? Should a woman leave a man if she's not happy? That's what you should ask. A woman saying, I want to be your girlfriend, I got to ask 20 questions to see if you're the kind of woman I want, you know what I mean? What do you think about if we get married and you're unhappy in the marriage? Should you leave? Or should you just be like, well, maybe, I'll just get some more, I'll get some more hobbies or whatever, or I'll do my own thing, and, sooner or later I'll start be happy and the marriage will be happy. See, I used to be like one of these people, a year ago or whatever, before I started looking into all this stuff. I used to be one of those people saying, well, if they're not happy in the marriage, I mean, if they're fighting all the time, why shouldn't they get a divorce? You know what I mean? For one, because it's and they always said honor and duty in that, and I always said, well, doesn't it hurt the kids more in the shit marriage anyway if they don't want to be together? But the thing is, wait, let me read this. Oh, the thing is, if you're not happy in your marriage, this is the thing I wasn't getting. If you're not happy in your marriage, it's not because you're blaming it on the marriage when it's you. You're not happy. Okay? If the man is doing it, if he's doing paying all the bills. He's playing with the kids, and he's there after work. Maybe he doesn't get up and take you out to dinner or whatever, but he's there for you to hang out with anytime you want. What more do you want? If you're not happy, then obviously it's you, not the marriage. If he's doing everything that he's supposed to be doing, then it's you, right? So why break up your marriage when it has nothing to do with that? It has to do with you're just bored. You know what I mean? Basically, that's what it is most times. The woman is just bored. And feminism has taught them that if you are bored and you don't have butterflies in your stomach, then you need to leave and run away. You know what I mean? But yeah, maybe if you're bored, maybe get a hobby. You know what I mean? Maybe it's because you aren't making your life fulfilling. Maybe you get up and instead of, turning on the radio and dancing while you clean and taking the laptop from room to room as you watch TV as you clean, take the laptop into the kitchen while you're cooking and, watch TV while you're cooking, or have a hands-free phone that you can use and talk to your friends. You know what I mean? There's so much that you can do. You have so much freedom as a housewife. It's unreal. You know what I mean? If you choose to get up and be all dreary about, oh my God, I have to clean today. Oh my, this is, you're wiping down this table. Oh my God, why do I have to do this? Then of course you're going to be unhappy because you make yourself unhappy because you have the easiest job if you can't be happy as a housewife, you know what I mean? I'm not saying if the guy's beating you or coming home and saying you bitch or this or that, then obviously blah, blah, blah. But I'm saying if he's doing everything he's supposed to do, and the only thing your complaint is that, after he goes out and submits for 9 hours to his boss that he doesn't even like, comes home, that he won't listen to you as good as you want him to. Well, maybe you're not listening to him. Or they say, he doesn't tell me he loves me. He tells you 9 hours a day he loves you by going out to work. Are you doing the same thing? Are you telling him 9 hours a day? I doubt it, since if you work 9 hours a day, you only have 7 hours a day at home. So by mathematics, you cannot be telling him 9 hours a day that you love him. Okay? You're not working that much at the home when he's not there. You're not putting in 9 hours a day. Don't lie. Okay? So he is telling you he loves you 9 hours a day. You ain't. You're just doing the easy way out. You're telling him you love him using words that take seconds. And yet you're the one who's bored, so you should leave. You should destroy your entire family. Go back on your oath. See, why a marriage needs to last forever is because it's an integral part of society, or a good society. If you have families, you have a good society. If you don't have families, you will have a crap society. Okay, that's a fact. Okay, they're dependent on each other. That's what the Pastafarian religion. We're all about the family, because you have a good family, you have a good community. You have a good community, you have a good society. Okay, and I want you to. This kind of woman here that next thing I'm bringing up is you need to run away from this woman, okay? Just run away. If a woman thinks working, okay, is a privilege, run away from that woman. Run away. Because think about it. You're going to get into a marriage with this woman, okay? And what is your contribution? So this is what kills me. Boss babes. You get with a boss babe, they tell you straight to your face, you have zero value to me. I don't need no man. You have no value whatsoever. You're just something I want, like a fling or whatever. And what the heck? So anyways, oh, God damn it. Okay, still going. So she tells you right to your face, what does she need you for? And I don't say this sarcastically. She don't need no man. I'm saying it literally. She literally doesn't need you. What does she need you for? She has her own income. She can support herself. she has a car and this and that, and she, what exactly does she need you for? And if she doesn't need you, then the marriage isn't going to last. Just like if you don't need that woman, the marriage isn't going to last. Neither one should get into the marriage if the other person thinks that they don't need them. That's idiotic, man. That is so idiotic. But the whole thing is if they think of it as a privilege, right? What value you have? They're telling you to your face, and the men are like, "Oh, yeah, okay, I have zero value, but I love you. That's all that matters. Is I'm a little child, and all I need is that love drug. You know, that drug that makes drugs in my head, makes me high. Because I'm a little boy, I'm not a man. Okay, I'm a little bitch. I care about love more than respect, because respect makes a marriage go forever. Love is there no matter what. If both people are doing what they're supposed to do, you cannot not fall in love, unless one of them is like totally weird, freaky compared to the other one. You know, like they have zero. You know, they're autistic or something. You know, they're just so freakily weird that, yeah, okay. But you get any arbitrary two people, a man and a woman, and you throw them on an island. If one acts like a fair leader, the other one, the woman will follow, and they will fall in love, and they will be in love forever. That's a fact. And obviously there's exceptions to the rule, obviously. If you have a brainwashed feminist, obviously no matter what you do, that marriage is doomed. You know what I mean? Doesn't matter how much you act like a leader. They will, because a feminist wants to compete with you. They want to prove that they're just as good or better than you. Well, that's not a marriage. If you're both trying to prove who's better, like instead of complimenting and being opposite, not complimenting each other. But yeah, run away from any woman who thinks it's a privilege to work. If it's a privilege, and that's the only thing that a man contributes. I mean, it's 95% of what a man contributes, right? Is the money. You know what I mean? And he works. And he goes out and pays the bills, right? So if you get this type of woman, you're going to go out and you're going to pay all the bills, but is she going to appreciate it? First of all, she doesn't need you for that because she has her own money, right? Even though she isn't going to pay any of the bills, right? You know, she'll never pay the bills, even if she is a billionaire. But she's telling you that you have zero value. You know what I mean? She don't need you. I don't need no man. She's telling you have zero value. And she's right. You do have zero value. Because your only value as a man, as a husband, was to provide for her. And she don't even need you for that. And she has money. She makes she makes just a little less than you maybe or whatever. You know, she makes enough to support herself. She don't need you. So what value do you have to her? You can either get that woman who's submissive, right? Doesn't want to work, and is grateful for what you do. You're a Superman to her. Oh my God, this guy's a Superman. He just went out 9 hours for me and was submissive to his boss and everybody else in society. And then he comes home. I'm going to be submissive to him for a half hour a day. That's all he asked for is a half hour a day. I'm going to do it. You know what I mean? Then you got the boss, babe. Yeah. Well, I had to go out and work too. I was submissive all day. Well, they don't actually call that submissive. They say that was fun. Yeah. Actually, when they go to work, they both work. It's not fun for her, but it's fun for the husband. You know, it's a privilege for him. Like, well, it's just a privilege for you to go to work. So you basically do nothing for me. Let's see what else we got here. Why women got paid? And I want to bring up this too, but remember, this video and the last two videos are basically just summing up the 6 videos before that, or bringing up stuff that I should have said additional to what I didn't say. And this is one of those. How I was saying how women in the past got, they made less money than women, not just because they would quit because, they were going to get married and then quit and, or get pregnant and quit. Falcons all have a Pastafarian day. Remember, Pastafarian God is the only true God, the only fair God, the only just God.